Well, hi everyone, it's Pete here from the Paint Toolkit. Yes, I'm back doing another Paint Toolkit interview. Hey, listen, I've got someone really special I'm interviewing today. Tom Bowen. Hey, Tom, how you doing, man?
Hey, Pete, I'm wonderful. Thanks for inviting me to join you today.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Tom, we've been having little chats and whatnot on social media, and but I think what caught my eye really is the actual Facebook group that you're running. Okay, and I know I'm not going to preempt that. I know you're going to tell the viewers about that in a minute, but I think what you're doing is a bit extra special, and I thought it'd be you're a bit of a one-off really. So I thought it'd be fun to not well fun, yeah, sure, I love doing it, but also it'd be useful to hear, if you can tell others about what you're doing, and about what you do, it may inspire them to do something similar. So, Tom, you got this group on. I bumped into you just by chance, I think, and it's called the Chronic Pain Champions. No whinging allowed. No whinging allowed. Is that right?
Yep, no whining allowed. Yep.
No whining, no whining allowed. Now that really made my ears prick up because where I've joined groups over the years, I don't hang around too much because it's people. I know they're just sort of putting their stuff out there, But the thing is, I want to learn from other people. Although I've been self-managing for a few years, I want to keep on learning how do other people do it. So, Tom, you give us a little bit of a quick overview of, how did you get to this point? Obviously you live with long-term pain, etc. So a little bit about yourself and, well, why the hell did you start the group? What was in it? Why did you do it?
Oh, I'll give you the quick overview. I started having chronic pain back in 2009 myself. I went through a couple of stints at the Mayo Clinic Pain Rehabilitation Center in the United States, in Rochester, Minnesota. And they taught me how to self-manage my pain. And they taught me how to manage my pain without the opioids. And they taught me a lot of helpful tools that, like, you use in your toolkit, very similar tools. And they taught me some of those tools, and it's like I could pull those together and I can use some of them. And so I self-manage my pain, but I'm thinking to myself, okay, I need to do something more. And I actually went out and I joined a local support group. And the local support group was very biomedical focused. All they wanted to talk about is fixing the pain, taking drugs, having injections, blah, 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 blah. And people were always talking about their pain. And after attending the Mayo program, that wasn't going to work for me. So I didn't last long in that local group. So I decided to start my own local group, and just there wasn't enough interest at the time in it. So I was looking online at the Facebook groups, and there's a lot of pain groups out there. But what I found is a lot of the woe is me talk again, a lot of the pain talk. And that pain talk is just dreadful. And all that negativity just brings more negativity, which just brings more focus to the pain, blah, 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 which just makes it worse. And so I said, I'm going to create my own group. So I started that back last May or June. So May or June of 2019, about in that area, I started Chronic Pain Champions, no whining allowed, because I didn't want any whining in the group.
Simple as that. I like it. And that's what I think. I'm not sure when I joined. It might have been a few months ago, 6 months ago, something like that. But how have you since you started the group? I mean, did you have an idea of how many people have joined?
Right now, we have a little over 800 members in our group, which according to Facebook groups is pretty small still. I mean, there's groups out there with 70,000 members, but that's not my goal. My goal, I don't measure success by that. I measure success by the comments I get from people. Like someone actually said today, we put out a welcome post for new members, and someone put in today's, I just got a notification about it before we got on the phone, is that she said, I've been reading, since joining the group, reading what you've been putting out here, what's being put out here, and I'm not catastrophizing as much. And so beautiful. I mean, it's exactly what the whole purpose is. And so what I hope to do with the group, what I try to do with the group is share what I use and the tools that I've learned, and then let them go off and talk to people like yourself and healthcare professionals, so forth, to get more detailed follow-up. I'm just there to help get them to that point where they're ready to accept pain and move on past that point and to some sort of active self-management.
Yeah. That's a term I like, actually, Tom. It's active, because it's, I think what happens to a lot of people with pain, etc., is they get what I don't know what they call it there in the States, but I call it a medical model, where the healthcare professional been trained in this model, which basically is it's mainly what they're gonna do to you,
Mm-hmm.
whether it be a treatment or medication or something else. But it's about what I think that all that really does. It takes people out of the driving seat and puts them in the passenger seat. And you know yourself, like when you learn to drive, that's where you sat, was in the driving seat. And I think when you're in the passenger seat, you ain't learning anything. You're a passenger, you're just looking around, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have that responsibility anymore. So, and I think it's about empowering people. And I think what we're doing, Tom, is that we're re-empowering people, because we were empowered once upon a time, but
Mm-hmm.
because of the medical model, it takes the plug out, unplugs us. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's like I always say, you know, you've got to take your response. You know, like, I've just been down to see the nurse for other condition I've got, and just to give me an injection. And you know, and I always say to people, when you get to that consultation room, you've got to take you can't leave your responsibility at the door. You've got to take it in with you, like, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But Tom, I mean, I just want to sort of go off on a little bit of a, not tangent, but I mean, I know in the States there, it's a worldwide problem, but it's this opioid problem, like, you know, where, you know, it just seems everybody's like stuck on meds and whatnot, you know. And here I read in Sunday Times, which is quite a big paper here in the UK, and they were quoting like 500,000 people addicted to opioids. Mate, that is a massive amount of people. I know over there it may go into the hundreds and thousands, like, you know. But why do you think we got to that stage where the healthcare professionals become reliant on where they feel there's their need to prescribe and not talk about self-management? How have we got to that stage?
In the United States, it just happened back in the 1990s. The whole opioid thing took off in the 1990s, and what happened is that pain became the fifth vital sign or something. It was, and so everything was, opioids are safe is what they were touted, and so it was just easier to prescribe a pill than to actually help someone help themselves. That's more work, and so it's easier to prescribe a pill. Easier for the doctor, easier for the patient. So I'm assuming that's it. I wasn't taking opioids back at that point, but I just remember when I had pain and the doctor prescribed the opioids to me. That's the way it was treated for me. Was like, okay, here's how we treat your pain. We take a pill, and that's all I was. That's all I was taught what to do when I had my pain. So yeah, so I think it's just the medical model again, and instead of helping people help themselves, it's that passive again approach to healthcare.
Do you think healthcare professionals are skilled enough because they're, you know, when they go to medical school, they're taught the medical model, and what I'm finding out, I found over the years, that they don't really get taught anything about self-management or supportive self-management. it's you think that there's a need for medical schools to be also including self-management within their curriculums?
I would think that would be a natural fit, especially with anything with chronic pain. What I've read is that in most medical schools, most students only get 11 hours worth of credit devoted to chronic pain. In fact, when I was at Mayo's pain program, the Mayo Clinic's pain program, we were there for 3 weeks and in class from 8 to 5 every day or 8 to 4 every day. And they told us that by the time we finished that 3-week session, that we would know more than most doctors do about chronic pain.
Yeah. Tom, it's been fantastic talking to you, mate. We'll have to do a few more of these, Dave. You know,
I would love to.
Yeah, I think there will be other things coming along where I think we need to do an interview. I think a lot of people with pain, we're visual learners, and I think watching a video can be a little bit more effective than sitting there reading lots of text and whatnot. So, Tom, I'm just gonna stop recording, but don't go anywhere, okay?
Okay.
Take care now. Bye.
Thank you.